Update: my marriage is falling apart because of my changed lifestyle. The original post was made by you, Falling Apart Woman 234 on r, off my chest. Trigger warning. Cheating. Less than. Mood spoiler. Hopeful. Less than. / Original, the 7th of July 2023. I am a 37-year-old woman. I have been married to my husband, 40M, for 10 years. We have 2 kids together, 7M and 4F. I never had any issues in my marriage before. After my son was born, I went into deep depression. My life was not in the right track anyways. I was stuck in a dead-end, low-paying job. I was handling my boy alone because my husband has to work overtime to feed us. When my daughter came, I made a decision to change myself. I used to drink a lot. Now I am sober. I haven't touched alcohol in 5 years. I have changed my diet and bad food habits. I go to the gym and do yoga every morning. My sleep has improved. My mood has improved drastically with just some changes. I do not get irritated easily or become helpless. I have also updated my resume and looked for a job that suits me. I make a decent amount of money now. I get compliments from people around telling me I look great. I have lost a ton of weight too. I thought my husband would be happy, but he is not. He dislikes that I get compliments from people or when people compliment me in front of him. I didn't see it as a big issue. He used to joke about how people assume he is Adam Sandler who got the hot chick. I used to brush it off as a joke. Then I discovered he was cheating on me with a coffee shop waitress. I don't think her job title matters, but that girl doesn't seem nice to me. I have looked through some of the chats of her and my husband, and she called me an old hag trying to fit in with the young. She lives with her parents and is a high school dropout. She is only 22 years old. I am devastated. I thought my husband would be happy. Our sex life has been better than ever. This affair has been going on for 7 months. Despite me working more hours now, I still do all my wifely duties. I cook for him, make him his lunch for the office. I initiate sex and intimacy. Now here I am getting a divorce from him. When I confronted him about the affair, he told me being with me is always overbearing. He feels invisible because most people give me attention, and somehow it is my fault. I was obsessed with myself rather than noticing how this is making him feel. He feels small because he has been stuck in the same place 5 years ago. I don't get it. I never pushed him to follow my lead. I always told him that I loved him no matter what. Why is this happening? I don't want my kids to grow up in a broken family. But I cannot live with him after what he has said and done. I know he is being insecure, but he didn't have to hurt me like this. I know as a single mom it is tough to survive. People have warned me that my husband could act differently towards me. They were right. I wish it didn't end like this. Update, the 5th of August 2023. Hello guys. I want to thank all those people who have supported me and was kind to me. I know people have PM'd me to know how I am doing. I am doing fine. Yes, there is still pain, but things are moving smoothly. I did get my son and daughter to therapy. My son knows why we are divorcing. He gets angry sometimes and throws a fit. My daughter is too young to understand anything. I just want to know, how can I handle this? How can I make my son to see none of this is his fault but his father's? I do not want to keep anything a secret from my kids because I believe the relationship between a couple affects the kids too. I do want him to have a good relationship with his dad, but I do not want him to take a bad lesson from it. The other day I was watching the movie, Family That Prays. I know this is silly, but I had this fear inside me that what if my son blames me for the divorce? Like Andrea blamed her mother because her father left? What if he turns out just like his own father? I cannot control everything that goes inside his head. I try my best to be there for my son, but the constant fear of losing him is still there. My father came to visit me. He lives in a different city. He knows half-truth. After knowing the full truth, he was very angry. When my ex-husband came to visit our kids, my dad and him got into a huge fight. My dad slapped him. My dad used to be in the army, so my ex-husband is terrified of him. He threatened to call the police, but my dad shouted, "I am not afraid of a cockroach like you." I told my dad not to make things more complicated than it already is. I am trying my best to keep my daily routine. Sleeping has been tough, but I do not want to depend on pills. On the bright side, I have a lot of free time in my hand. I realized that half of my chores have been reduced. I know kids are messy, but there is a huge relief. I do not have to clean crumbs off the table, or have rings of water droplets on the coffee table, which annoys me a lot. Things and stuff stay at its place. I started to notice. My husband was the one who made half of the mess and I was the one who cleaned it. Last week I went to the theater with my son and daughter to watch Barbie. We were accompanied by my friend who is also a single mom of 2. I felt good wearing the replica of cowboy costume that Margot Robbie wore. My friend's idea. We did have a lot of fun. I am still trying my best to stay afloat. And I am not thinking about dating. I do not have the urge to date at the moment. I did get hit on in few places, but nothing exciting. I will see you guys later. Edit. I had to delete my previous post because of issues. I am not op. Please do not comment on the original post. It's your fault I cheated. It's your fault I felt small. And it's your fault my life sucks. Like or just a thought, do better. Also, that note about half the chores than before just says a lot about him as a husband before he got jealous. Talk about a guy with self-esteem issues, geesh. Good on op for staying strong for her kiddos. Her husband sounded like deadweight and a terrible role model for her children. Guys, I have a huge problem. My wife is just too hot and only getting hotter. WTF do I do? All I can think of is that line at the end of Crazy Rich Asians. It's not my job to make you feel like a man. I can't make you something you're not. I am not afraid of a cockroach like you. Beautiful pinched fingers, light skin tone. He didn't cheat on her because he felt small. He cheated on her to punish her and make her miserable because she made positive changes for herself, instead of existing only to please him. That's really all it boils down to. He was definitely hoping that by cheating he'd crush her newfound self-esteem and she'll go back to being her old self. I think he wanted to make her think he had options before she realized she did too. And they'd be better options than him. Just a last-ditch effort to regain control. He spent a long time trying to keep her small and under his thumb. But she's grown too much as a person for him to be able to keep her down anymore. I hope his baby barista gets her head on straight and realizes he's not the catch he wants her to believe he is. When the woman drastically changes her life for the better, most men try and sabotage it. Or they cheat. This is so stereotypical. I hope this woman lives a great sober life. My marriage is falling apart because of my changed lifestyle. Buried halfway into the second dense paragraph. Oh, also, my husband is banging a 22-year-old. Like, damn, oop. Good job with your personal improvements. But they're really not the main issue here. The main issue here is that your husband is cheating on you with somebody half your age. Weird post title. I will never understand people who are insecure of their significant other. Don't you want them to look good, feel good, and have others give compliments? That's your so that means you are winning. I hit rock bottom and decided to change my life. My marriage was rocky as it was. But when I got better and happier and stronger, he got angrier and weaker and more threatened. I remember the last counseling we went to, and I explained that a gulf was building between us and I was worried about the future. The counselor said we would worry about it when we got to that bridge. But I knew we were already there. We separated for over a year and a half. I initiated the divorce because he was in denial, despite dating other women. When we met up after more than 9 months of no contact, I thought I loved him and said I didn't want to get a divorce. He expressed the same and broke up with his girlfriend of 4 months. I worked to bridge my life with his over the next 6 weeks, and it was tough, but I was making it work. It became increasingly clear that he had not healed enough and wasn't interested in deeper work. When I caught him in a giant lie where he cheated, it was over for me. But he blamed it all on my not giving him enough attention. Complete and total lie. He was very jealous of my ability to hold a full-time job, train for running races, go BSK to school, co-parent my kid, and go between 2 homes with my daily clothes and work in tow and still get everything done with all my energy. I didn't look back after leaving that final time. I knew he was beneath me because of his jealousy and narcissistic tendencies. I watched a documentary about a group of plus-size women trying to lose weight for health reasons. One of the things pointed out was that sometimes the other spouse can get jealous, upset with the new attention their slimmed-down spouse is getting. In OP's case, she may also be more outgoing, showing more confidence, exploring financial independence. All of that could have made the husband feel insecure. It makes me wonder if the husband actually enjoyed having a wife that was insecure, depressed, dependent on him. And in his head, she's already able to find better options, so he beats her to the punch by cheating on her. Sounds like the husband has a good thing going too. She cooked and cleaned and brought in some income. He now has to deal with being a single parent and taking care of his own household. And the 22-year-old living at home sure isn't going to take on 2 kids and another adult. He cheated to punish her for improving her life.
I'm happy for Up.
Imagine being so insecure and jealous of your wife making positive changes that benefit her, you, the marriage, and the children, that you implode the relationship whilst blaming her. He never deserved her. So your wife gets hot, brings in more money, and is still giving you attention, and the response is to cheat? We're clearly the inferior gender. Her dad was right. Gee, I think most guys would be pleased if their wife got thinner, more attractive, happier, and more motivated to make money. I wish people like Oop's husband would just get therapy instead of dropping their pants for someone else whenever they feel small, face with rolling eyes. Hopefully Oop doesn't spiral and go back into old habits. If she does, I fear he may try to worm himself back in, and she doesn't need that. It hurts now, but it will get better. Oop's husband will regret it soon enough. He may feel wanted now, but he's going to miss the lifestyle that he had before.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Ericast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.